What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to give my prediction for Game Week 12 in the Premier League. Starting off at the King Power Stadium, the early kickoff on Saturday. Enzo Maresca and Kieran Dewsbury all coming back to their former club. Chelsea will once again be without Reece James. He has picked up another injury. Unfortunate for him because he has looked really good when he has played so far this season. And Gusto hasn't really been on it, if I'm going to be honest. I do think it's going to be a tough game for Chelsea. I've gone with a 1-1 draw. You just can never trust the early kick-off. And also, they're away from home. And it's the first game after the international break. It's always going to be a bit tricky for them. Leicester have only failed to score in one game so far this season, although that was the most recent game. And they will be without Fatawu for likely the rest of the season. Jordan Ayew also has picked up a fairly serious injury, but Jamie Vardy is back, which is huge. Arsenal against Nottingham Forest. Arsenal unbeaten at home, Nottingham Forest unbeaten away. Both of these sides have just lost to Newcastle as well, and I think that Arsenal will win this 2-1. They absolutely have to win. They cannot afford to drop more points if they do want to win the title. Right now, they're looking at a top 4 fight instead of a title fight based on their recent results, and that just isn't good enough for a club of that stature and a club that's been as good as they have been over the last couple of years. Martin Odegaard is now fully back, although Bukayo Saka, Declan Rice are a bit touch and go. Ben White has also been ruled out for a little while due to the fact that he had an operation during the international break. If both Declan Rice and Saka aren't available, I think Nottingham Forest get something because they've been really good, especially on the road. And the way they counter is just brilliant. And Arsenal defensively have not looked as good as they should have. Aston Villa against Crystal Palace. Villa have lost 4 games in a row in all competitions. Crystal Palace are currently in the bottom 3. However, they have got a few players, but they've got some midfielders. Will Hughes is back from suspension. Lerma and Defoe are both kind of back from injury as well. Although Wharton is still out and Eze is still out, so that's the 2 best players. But on the other hand, for Villa, their corresponding players in the same positions. Jacob Ramsey is probably out after suffering injury against Liverpool. Onana got injured in the international break as well. He'll be a big miss. Palace did win 2-1 at Villa Park a couple of weeks ago in the Carabao Cup, and I think this ends 2-1 as well, but this time for the hosts. I don't think they can afford to lose another game. Palace have not looked very good this season. Without both Eze and Wharton, I still struggle to see how they can create any chances, but they will score because Villa always concede. Bournemouth against Brighton, the South Coast derby. Bournemouth do have a fair few injury concerns. They obviously have the absentees like Alex Scott and stuff, but also Christie is suspended and Semenyo picked up a knock in the international break. He could maybe be out for this game, which would be a huge blow considering how good he's been so far this season. Brighton have a few injury issues of their own as well, but they've got so many good players that it's not really a problem for them. Both of these sides play really good football. They want to be on the front foot, they press high, they press hard. Brighton have won 3 out of the last 4 games against Bournemouth, but Bournemouth have won 4 out of 5 at the Vitality. I think this ends in a draw. I've gone 2-2, but it's anyone's game here because they're both really good to watch. I really enjoy watching them both. Everton against Brentford. Everton won their last 3 games against Brentford and are unbeaten in 4. Brentford on the road are yet to pick up a point, and I think that trend continues here. I've gone 3-1 to Everton. Now I know Everton haven't really scored many goals this season, but defensively Brentford are atrocious. They concede 2-3 goals so consistently. They are very good attacking, but that is at home. Away from home they're not very potent, and Everton should have Jared Branthwaite for this game. Hopefully McNeil is back as well. And if that's the case, they will win this without any problems. Obviously, with that being said, and Bremo and Viss are both very dangerous. I think Branthwaite is that good that he will be able to deal with them. He's such a good player. Fulham against Wolves. Fulham, yet another team that are massively overachieving this season. They've been brilliant to watch. They play such good football, as much as I hate saying it. Smith Rowe's been one of the signings of the season. Iwobi's been brilliant. The way they outplayed Man City at the Etihad was just outstanding. I can't even lie. And Wolves are currently in the bottom 3. They did get their first win of the season just before the international break at home against Southampton, but I think they're going to lose. They've gone 2-1 to Fulham. Wolves defensively have been really bad. Although Fulham haven't taken as many of their opportunities as they should have, they create so many. Wolves let you create so many. They should win this. Manchester City against Tottenham Hotspur. The big clash this weekend. Man City have currently lost 4 games in a row in all competitions. Their last 2 in the Premier League, and they're currently 5 points off the top. Tottenham are just such a bipolar team. You know, they win a game, they look brilliant, and then they lose a game where they look absolutely horrendous. And it would be just so Tottenham to go and lose at home to Ipswich Town, you know, arguably the worst team in the league on paper, and then go to the home of the best team in the league on paper and win. It's just what Tottenham do, ain't it? But they will be without Van de Ven and probably Romero as well. Benton has also been given a 7-match suspension, which I think is really harsh. But that makes it even more likely that Tottenham are going to win, man. They're such a weird team. I can't even lie. I quite like Tottenham. Like, there are a lot of players and that club I think are very good, but they're just so weird. But on the other hand, Manchester City cannot afford to lose again. If they lose again, it is a bit of crisis. But Pep Guardiola has just signed a new 2-year extension at the club. Nearly all of the injured players are back there. Kanji, Diaz, Doku, Grealish, and the big one, Kevin De Bruyne, all back in training. Obviously, I don't know if all of them are going to start. They probably all won't, but it's just such a big boost for them to have them back, especially Kevin De Bruyne. Tottenham do have a good record against Man City, and they did beat Man City in the Carabao Cup a couple of weeks ago. I think Man City have to win this, and I've gone 3-2 for the champions because they cannot afford to lose. When Tottenham are going to have to rely on Ben Davies at centre-back, with all due respect to him, he's been pretty good when he's had to fill in there. It's going to be a long day, man. Although with that being said, I think Dragusin could deal with Holland pretty well. Southampton against Liverpool, bottom against top. If Football Manager has taught me anything, it's that Southampton will win this game, but I've gone sensible, I've gone 4-1 Liverpool. I mean, Southampton are without Aaron Ramsdale, so they're going to be up against, like, they're going to be facing so many shots. They make so many mistakes. Liverpool on the counter are fantastic. If Southampton keep it below 3, they've done very, very well. This could be 6+ though, man, honestly. Ipswich against Man United's first game in the Amorim era. This is a pretty tricky test though, because Ipswich did just beat Tottenham, so they should be full of confidence. But I do still think Man United are going to win. I have gone 2-1 to the Red Devils. But Jacob Greaves could return for the Tractor Boys, which would be a huge, huge addition because he is very, very good. I think he'd massively improve him. Obviously, Liam Delap has been in sensational form this season so far. He's already on 6 goals. The former Citizen would love to score against United, I'm sure. It will be very interesting to see how Man United can adapt to what we're assuming will be a new shape. I think everyone's assuming they will start playing the 3-4-3 straight away. And I think defensively they have got the right players. I don't know how good the attacking players will be in this system, just because I don't think they're really suited too well. But I'll be happily proved wrong. We'll see how they can deal with that. But to be fair, Euro isn't fully back yet, so the back three actually could be a bit problematic for the first couple of games. But if Ipswich could win 2 games in a row against the Big Six, they would be putting out a real statement. And finally, Monday Night Football, Newcastle United against West Ham United. My favourite manager in the league, Eddie Howe, against arguably the worst manager in the league, Julian Lopetegui. West Ham have been atrocious this season. For a team with such good players, they have chosen the worst possible manager, and I cannot believe they did not get rid of him in the international break. Newcastle, on the other hand, are in pretty good form. They've won the last 2 games against Arsenal and Nottingham Forest, 2 very difficult opponents, and they are now looking up again. Isak's been on fire. Harvey Barnes scored off the bench yet again. Hopefully we'll see Barnes, Isak, Gordon as a front 3. Joel Linton's been brilliant. Joe Willock's been great as well. Livramento and Hall have been arguably the best fullbacks in the league this season as a duo. They've been unreal, especially the last couple of games. Had all the wingers in their pocket. And at St James's Park, under the lights, I don't see any other result other than Newcastle win. That's on 3-1 for the Geordies. I don't think it should be a challenge just because of how bad Julian Lopetegui is. West Ham have really shot themselves in the foot by keeping him this long. Newcastle are unbeaten in their last 5 games against West Ham as well. So it's just not looking great for the Hammers. Those are my predictions. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you soon for another video.